There's just a couple of timing things that make it much easier, I find, to do it. So, open standard. I like to go outside with my scout first, and scout the inside with sheep. Just to make sure I don't get lamed. Yes, indeed. Okay. I win. Right. We got all the sheep. I'm going to the deer right now, once I have all the sheep. The deer timing, you can either do it before you take the boars, or you can do it as you take the first boar. Definitely one of the two. Alright, so since we've begun luring the deer earlier than the boar, this fill would either take the boar if I was still scouting, like for example if I went forward to try and lame, but since I'm luring deer already, I'm going to build a house, those two houses with that bill instead. Okay. And then once those bills are done with the sheep, I'm going to send them to the deer. Let's name it a decaying animal flesh underneath the TC. Send bills to the berries. Then once we have 4 in the berries, the next bill will take a boar. I like to make sure that I shift queue the berry bills so they work efficiently, and don't go running around the berry patches. Okay. Yeah. They're probably next to the Woodline Bills, probably the most dumb villagers in Age of Empires. Alright. So we've got 18 bills. That's 4 on lumber, 4 on berries, 10 under the TC. Got 8 on the boar, so the next 2 can make farms. Now the next ones will go to wood. Let's go ahead and put that over there. Just put this in auto scout. This is a lumber camp. Go get the next boar. Well, after this, I can watch you play it and then give you feedback as you do it. Took me a long time of playing Booms to master this particular build. Okay. Out of here. Second boar is down. I mean, this is I'm showing you like a pure 4TC boom. So I'll do this on flank sometimes if I know I'm safe. Or I'll take a stone for defensive castle, which makes me a little slower. Oop. I really housed myself. Alright, now I got 9 on wood. So it's in the next 2 to gold. Yes, in 1v1s I often do less, but in a team game there's no, particularly if you're pocket, there's no real reason to not go up on 27 or 28. It's just such a stronger eco. Each bill translates between 100 to 200 extra resources. I'm gonna do a 28 plus 2. But you could do a 27 plus 2 right now and be perfectly fine. So once the boar is done, I keep 6 on the sheeps. Alright. Well, then all you do is you just don't add that 10th field of lumber that I just did. But you have 4 farms, 6 on the sheep, 4 on berries, 9 on lumber, 2 on gold, 1 on stone. And that 1 stone vill will get you the stone that you need for the extra TC. Yeah, 4 farms and 4 feudal. With the strong eco bonus civ, you could do it with 3. So Slavs, Khmer, Mongols, Aztecs. Sometimes I'll add a 4th if I'm doing it really well, just because the extra food is nice. But if you want to save wood, no reason to not put down 3. Like 3 is perfectly fine. Like you'll see how much we'll click up with. So we're almost feudal. A choice you can make here is whether or not you want enough gold for loom, just in case. I usually get it, but if you were really tight and you wanted more wood, you would take those 2 vills off of gold right now and put them on a tree. Alright. I'm using the berry vills because we're plenty fine on food right now. The second I get enough gold for loom, I'm going to take those vills off of gold. We're going to say we're not really going for monks, or we'll add monks late. We're just not prioritizing them. I've got enough food for double bit axe, so I get it before clicking up. There we go, and we're up. Got enough for horse collar. The second I click horse collar, I drop 4 more farms for a total of 8. No, because the wood upgrade is much better to prioritize because it begins immediately and it pays off much faster. Sometimes you can drop the farms a little earlier, but I usually have no problem just jumping. So let's see. Yes, 8 farms going into castle. I keep 1 vill on stone because I still need 30 more. Take those vills off of gold. I put them on wood. And now you have 4 vills for 1 TC, another 4 vills on the berries for another. And then those 3 vills, 1 on stone and the 2 from gold, plus the first vill you make for the town center will build the 4th. Queue up 3 villagers in the center, because that's the amount of time 1 TC takes to build. And then after those 3 villagers, I'm going to get wheelbarrow. And that way I at least have 1 town center pumping out bills, and I still get wheelbarrow nice and early. Yeah, that's what Rob does. It's quite strong. Him and I have pretty similar build times. Probably because he can get away with the idle time. I've got 300 stones, so I'm going to take that bill off, put it on wood. Let's walk these over there. Drop a TC. Get bowsaw. Get heavy plow. And where do I want the next TC? Let's go heavy put over there. Yeah, I used to not get it. Now I do, almost all the time. I think it's worth it. It can mean that if you don't do this right, you can be a little tight on food. I used to not do it for the longest time. I think mostly on HD, it was a much weaker tech. Oh, yes. This is just in time. Yeah, those would go build that 4th TC. You caught me. Too busy talking to you, man. Alright, now, this is where this build can be tricky, is that you're very short on food and you got multiple TCs coming up all at once. So you gotta prioritize making farms as soon as possible. So, that first TC went up, I immediately dropped 4 farms. Next TC's up, queue up a Ville, drop a farm. I like to hotkey my town centers. Especially now that they fixed it, it just makes it so much more efficient. And I decided to put the 4th TC on gold. Let's see what we were talking about the other night. Okay. Oh, shit. Yeah. Then if a TC is idle and you don't really have the food, you can get loom. I mean, I think strictly from an efficiency standpoint, that's still viable. I just, like, I don't know. I've done this so many times, and I've always outboom everyone who waits on their 4th TC. I don't see any reason to not do it. But this, again, no eco bonus, and I nearly have all 4 TCs running constantly, right? Oh, except I house myself like an idiot. Usually I always make sure I have one Ville on houses before. Well, it just means, what's final time? Okay. So we're already on... Yeah, but I'm gonna keep getting Woodvilles exponentially fast, right? Especially since right now I'm making sure to take the Villes off of gold first. And because you got Horse Collar, it's gonna take a long time, and Heavy Plow, it's gonna take forever before these farms disappear. You know? Like, you're not gonna have these farms you're placing down in the Castle Age disappear for like another 10 minutes. So you can afford having very few Villes on wood. Doesn't punish you at all. Like, I can even start adding mills. That's not that big a deal. Add them when you can. I don't prioritize them a lot, but they're definitely worthwhile having. Got a dedicated house builder. Let's add a second. They'll move on to imp building soon. Alright, I'm moving my main TC to take stone now. So I've got 35 farms. This is a good time to get wheelbarrow. Right? If you wanted to do a super early imp, well, first you wouldn't be on 4 TCs, but you could skip it and make sure you're taking gold faster. Like, you could technically be clicking up right around now. But if I'm going for like a full boom, around 34 farms is my general rule of thumb for wheelbarrow. Farm count is actually super important in booming. Knowing how many farms you have and like what eco upgrades you want to get on what number of farms. Like, that's what I learned from Rob. Oh, sorry. Handcart, not wheelbarrow. Thank you. Alright, I've got 46 farms now. Wheelbarrow was after the first 3 villagers in Castle Age, right? Yeah, so around 11 farms I got wheelbarrow. I don't time that off of farms, I time that off of the first TC going up. I need more bills of gold. So as you can see, I already got the food to click up. I just need to make the imp buildings now. Yeah, easily. If I was doing 3 TC, that's the that would be my target number. I could sell this extra food and click up. I just need the buildings first. Okay. We're up to imp at 25 minutes. A lot of eco. All our eco upgrades, right? Except for the Castle Age mining techs, which I'm getting right now. Sometimes, like if I'm Khmer, I'll get them in Castle. No problem. Okay. We're Berbers versus Teutons. So I guess we go Camel Archers. So since I'm up to Imp, I'm basically floating resources, right? I immediately start getting res from, or tax from the blacksmith. Start making production buildings. I'm making Camel Archers, so I need an archer range and a stable. Gonna need it. I should have thought about what unit I was going a little bit earlier. I should already have a castle up. Maybe a little late on that. There we go. Yep. I'm busy talking to you. I'm not thinking about what units I'm making. I probably don't need, because it's a gold wood unit, I probably don't need to add any more farms than this for the rest of the game. The Viper does multitask, but he's also been streaming for a very long time, so Viper can suck my dick. Okay. Maybe she's into it, then it's not a problem. Okay. Oh, let's get Casbah first, because that will make my checks go faster as well. They just need to be masked, but yeah, they're kind of a trap unit. They're just better cav archers. Just think of them like that. Let's get bombard cannons. No, they're not as good as Megadai. So this is very pocket play. I probably would need units out already if I was on flank. Okay. Let's get, we can sell this extra food since my techs don't really need it. I need bombard cannon. Go! Depends on the game, but yeah. Like this is a very greedy full boon. Like, I would say just practicing this in general. Like, it's not a use this in any situation kind of strat, but if you learn how to get a nice time on this, kinda, yeah. I did this on the game I did versus you guys. I do it mostly on the pocket. If I'm on the flank, I won't really do. Like if I, Cam watches take a long time to get into. It's part of the reason. Another reason they're a trap unit. Like they're expensive to upgrade. You need castles for them. This guy trying to convert me. I think in a regular game would probably do a Night Flood, which is much easier to mass, right? I'd have double the amount of army. But versus Teutons, like, there's not many options that Berbers have, right? Their cavalry is strictly worse. Plus, Teutons have amazing infantry. And Teutons don't have many good anti-cavalry archery units. Their power units are all anti-infantry. Alright. Floating a lot of extra res, pick up techs, and GG. So that's the general idea behind the big boy Sensar boom. You can also add a second Vil to stone and do a 5 TC. 10 on wood for that. Don't defeat all. There's a couple Indians do that really well. Yeah, no, Indian 5 TC is actually incredibly strong. You can get up to imp at the same time as everyone is up on 4 TCs because of how much food you save from the bonus.